A historic act of aggression by Russia against its neighbor is leaving Ukrainians in fear. We have Sasha Bondar on the phone right now. She lives in southeast Ukraine, and she is joining us. And Sasha, thank you for joining us. I want to let people know that you are actually living in a town that is close to the Donbass region. This is an area we've talked about a lot. It's an area where Russian separatists have been fighting with Ukrainian forces since 2014. So you are no stranger to some form of military action, but this is an escalation that I know you have not seen in your young life. So first question, how are you doing right now?
I'm worried. I'm trying my best to stay calm and collected. Yeah, but it's been tough. Today has been tough, and it's been a roller coaster.
Mm-hmm. Sasha, we know, obviously, that Russian President Vladimir Putin has had Russian troops on the ground in this area of eastern Ukraine, as you pointed out, for a number of years. The question I have today is how easy is it for you, your parents, your family, to have access to food, to have access to money, to an ATM? What is daily life like right now, given this recent aggression?
The daily life, well, we have access to the food, we have access to the network. Everything is working for now. The TV is working. We have all the meds that we need. We have all the essentials that we need to survive. But, yeah, it's been tough. Yeah.
We know that martial law is in place, is a state of emergency as well in place. I don't know if that is limiting your movements. We saw lineups for people trying to get gas. Have you and your family talked about what your next move is going to be? And I said, you know, in your young life, because you just turned 17. You're there in the apartment with your parents. Have you talked about what you will be doing in the coming days?
We're gonna, I know about people trying to leave the country, and I understand them, 100%. It's not safe here right now. Mm-hmm. But me and my parents, we made the decision to stay home for now, and as long as we're safe here, we're gonna stay here. But if something happens, then yes, we're gonna be moving. We're gonna be leaving the country, of course.
Sasha, we know that in addition to the military action that we've seen across Ukraine, additional Russian troops have in fact crossed into the border region of the Donbass region. Over the course of the last several years, have you seen these Russian troops? Have you interacted with them? How have they been treated and viewed by the population in the region where you are?
I haven't seen them. Thank God. But actually, there are some people in here that would love them to stay here and would love this part of Ukraine to become a part of Russia. I'm not one of the people, and my family are not that people. We're not going to be treating them good if we meet them, because they've done the worst things to our country, and they've killed a lot of people. 14,000 Ukrainian soldiers had been killed in my area, in the eastern part of Ukraine, for the past 8 years, and it's been crazy. It's been crazy here.
You know, in the past few weeks, we've been talking to correspondents who have been in Ukraine, and one of the things that they have been telling us is that it didn't seem like Ukrainians thought that an invasion was going to actually happen. And of course, you know, your president had spent a lot of time telling people to, calm down, and he has changed, the way he's been talking in sort of recent days. I want to ask you, did you think that things would come to this point? And we're at 5 o'clock in the morning, which is when we started hearing about these missile strikes. Did you know what was going on?
I've heard a lot of stuff. Our, let's say, Western colleagues and Western countries said about the situation that, they said that it's going to be escalating quickly. And, I was aware of that, but I was hoping till the last moment, I was hoping that it was not going to happen. Yeah, because I didn't want this to happen.
And now that it has happened, Sasha, I know that you lived in the United States for a number of months. You lived in Houston,
Yep.
Texas, and you decided to come home because you were worried. You decided to return to Ukraine because you were worried for your family. So given this recent aggression, what is next for you and your family? Would you consider a move out of the country back to the United States or elsewhere?
We honestly, like, I'm gonna be honest with you, like 100%. We're not sure. We don't know. Like, for now, we're saying if something bad is gonna happen to my house or my relatives, we're gonna leave. We're gonna leave the country, of course.
Sasha, what kind of information are you getting from the media? You know, President Zelensky spoke earlier. He had initially said that he was going to be, taking to the airwaves every hour. It doesn't look like that's happening. Are you getting the information that you need about the current situation?
Yes. Our president does and did a lot for our country, and he keeps doing a lot for our country. And I'm really grateful and thankful for him keeping us informed about everything. Yeah, so he does his best, and we see that.
Sasha, one of the things that Vladimir Putin has said to the media, that he said in his speeches, is he believes that in eastern parts of Ukraine, there have been atrocities that have been committed against the folks that you mentioned that would like Ukraine to be part of Russia. He says crimes against humanity have been committed by people in the region against people who would like to see Ukraine part of Russia. Have you or your family ever witnessed anything like that?
No, never in my life have I witnessed anything like that, and I've never heard about something like this happen, actually. So,
Sasha, do you speak Russian?
yes, I do. I speak Russian. I grew up speaking both Ukrainian and Russian languages. So, yeah.
But you consider yourself a Ukrainian, because that's the other thing that we're sort of hearing from Vladimir Putin, that, he talks about ethnic Russians, or essentially that Ukraine is Russia. But you don't see it that way at all.
No, not at all.
What would you like people to know, Sasha, people who are watching this broadcast right now, what would you like them to know about you, your family, the Ukrainian people, as we look ahead to the days to come?
Let me say it like this. Ukrainians are thankful, and Ukrainians really appreciate support that we're getting worldwide. We really appreciate all of that. And we never wanted this war to happen. We never wanted this to get to this point. And we just wanted to stay an independent, beautiful, and powerful country. We never wanted Russians to come and take our land. Neither we wanted to come and take theirs. We've never done it, and we're not going to do this anytime.
Sasha Donbas, thank you so much. Sasha Bondar. I want to just thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, your family, for your eloquence. And, the words that you just delivered there, I think, will hit a lot of people really close to their hearts, because from all that's been reported, this is a war of aggression that Vladimir Putin has launched against the people of Ukraine. And you just articulated that for everyone to hear, and we appreciate it. Thank you. Thank your family. Please stay safe, and please stay in touch with us.
Yep. Thank you. Thank you.